Just heading ashore at Moruya. It's a great little anchorage in the Moruya River. Good holding and pretty close to town. So. Well, we don't wear skimpy bikinis. Hell, it frightens me when I take my shirt off. There's definitely no one pregnant here. This is motor sailing for old dudes. We do live on a boat and we do cruise extensively along the Australian coast. Join us and visit some great destinations. Learn how to look after a boat and live off grid. It might even get you enthused to do the same thing. Hey, stay out there till you can't. I'm going to be here for a week or so. We're just waiting for Wombi to come down and join the boat again. So she's on her way down tomorrow, and yeah, it'll be good to have her back on board. But at the moment, I'm just going up for a coffee. I always like to lock the dinghy onto the dock when I'm going away. Hate to come back and not be able to get back to the boat. It's a short walk to town through a very nice park. Been wandering around Moruya. It's a great little town. It's great in the river. It's really quiet and peaceful at night. It's a good pontoon to tie your dinghy up to, and it's a short walk up to town, and there's everything here. There's hardware, there's Woolworths, IGA, lots of coffee shops and restaurants, a couple of pubs. Good little town to visit. I like it here. The bar, there's a little bit of a drama getting in. I had a bit of drama getting in. You'll have to watch the video to see that one, but yeah, it didn't have a really good entrance into the river, so you've got to watch it. But yeah, once you're up here, it's a nice little spot. I've got some mail today too, so I think I know what it is, but let's have a look. New pair of Crocs. Pretty swisho, eh? They're great on the boat, the Crocs. They easy to put on, get off, really hard wearing, and they don't leave any marks, so good things. Coffee. Not too bad a day here in the Moruya River. We're close to town. It's a great little spot. I've been up, had coffee this morning, went up and had a swim in the pool this afternoon, and life's good. Well, the weather looks like it's going to turn a little bit ugly. Might miss us, but we'll just see. This will be our last night here at Moruya. I'm going to skip around to Batemans Bay tomorrow. Wombi's in Sydney on her way down. She won't. She's getting driven down here on Sunday, so I'll go to Batemans and hang there until she comes back down and rejoins the ship. Could get a little bit of a storm tonight, I'm thinking. Well, I'm just going to up anchor and go over to the pontoon, or go over to the dock here. I'll put the fenders out. I'm just going to go over the dock and get some water on, because I'm heading to Batemans. You can't get water at Batemans. There's no access to water there, and I just want to top up before Wendy gets on board and then we'll have a bit more time we can spend at Jarvis, have plenty of water for showers and things like that. So I'll just go and top up, and then once I've done that, I'll use the tide to head out of the river and around to Batemans. Fill the tanks with water, and then it's time to head back down to the bar. Well, I just checked the bar webcam and it looks pretty good, so we'll go out and attack it. But there's nothing breaking by the webcam anyway, so that looks pretty good. So we'll just go out and have a look and probably head out. Not a long trip here, it's only probably 2 or 3 hours down to Batemans Bay. Not much of a day though, pretty overcast and wet. Just about high tide when we hit it, I think, so it should be plenty of water there, but it should be pretty good too. I think it's going to be alright, but always put a life jacket on. Just getting on the leads now, and it looks pretty good, but it's always a nervous time. If you're not nervous when you're doing these bar crossings, you should be, because they can be really dangerous places. I just plotted in a course for Moruya Island, which is off Batemans, but I can't see it. The rain's certainly compromised the distance you can see. But anyway, so I'll just do it on the plotter. And there's not much wind there, so I'm not going to bother with the sails because I'll get too wet getting out and doing it anyway. Marine Rescue Batemans Bay, Marine Rescue Batemans Bay. This is Peggy-Anne, Peggy-Anne on 160, copy.
Please go to channel 19 and call back.
Romeo, channel 19. Marine Rescue Batemans Bay, Marine Rescue Batemans Bay. This is Peggy-Anne, Peggy-Anne 19.
Peggy-Anne, this is Marine Rescue Batemans Bay. Go ahead with your details, over.
Yeah, Romeo Batemans, this is Peggy-Anne. We just left Moruya and we're just heading around to Batemans, ETA around there, probably, I'd say probably around 1400 over.
Peggy-Anne, you were leaving Moruya for Batemans Bay, return time 1400. Could you tell me how many people on board?
Yeah, there's no return time. I'm heading north, so I'm heading from Moruya to Batemans. There's one POB, and our registered number is Foxtrot Bravo 014 Quebec, and I should be on your system there somewhere, over.
Peggy-Anne, just please stand by while we check those details, over.
Yeah, thanks Batemans. Peggy-Anne standing by. Couple of leads on the beach over here as you come around Snapper Island, and if you look carefully there's some leads in line that take you across the bar and into the river, so we're just going to come around on them in a minute. We're going to be crossing this bar about 3 hours after high tide, so the tide is running out. This bar is well up the bay, and it's usually pretty benign. The swells don't usually affect it too much in here, but it is quite shallow, so we've just got to watch our depth as we go in. I think we should have plenty of water. It says there's 0.78. It never dries right out, so I think we should be okay skipping across. If you're concerned about it, contact Marine Rescue Batemans Bay, and they'll give you what the estimated depth is on the bar at a certain time. You can see there is a courtesy mooring in behind Snapper Island, so if you're waiting for the conditions on the bar to get right, or a bit of water, you can pick up that courtesy mooring and wait there before you head into the river. And just up in front of us there you can see the leads just coming up into line now, so we're going to get round and start heading down along that line. Going to be interesting picking up the mooring, because there's a couple of knots of tide running at the moment, so it should be fun. That's a bit of a bastard. The rope's all wrapped up around the mooring, so makes it a bit hard. So what I've done, I've just put a rope around the outside of the buoy, and I'll have to get into the dinghy and sort it all out now. So that's got us attached to it, and then what I'm going to have to do is go down and get these ropes through the eye, I think. Great too, because a bit of rain around, so it's always the way. But anyway, I'm just lassoed around that mooring, and I'll have to go and fix it in the dinghy. The first thing I'm going to do is put a raincoat on, because it's very wet out there. Looks like it's clearing, but pretty damp at the moment. I don't want to catch a death of cold. Well, now I've got that all sorted out. I had to get in the dinghy and go down and put a rope through the eye on the buoy. Okay, we've got the mooring sorted out, and I think what I'm going to do now is head across to the pontoon there and grab some lunch. Sun's warming things up, drying things off. We're moored, close to town. Coffee in the morning. Doesn't get any better than this. It's really good visiting destinations. I've visited this place probably about 7 or 8 times, but it's always great just coming in here and rediscovering it. Fantastic. And it's a nice sheltered little anchorage, so you can sleep at night. Beautiful. That's the only trouble with picking up a mooring, is when the tide turns, bounces off the bows of the boat for probably half an hour and keeps you awake. Well, one of the really good things about Batemans Bay is that right off the end of the pontoon, you walk into a shopping complex and there's Woolies and BWS there, so it's a great place to reprovision. I only buy this much beer, of course, to help keep the fridge cold. Before I have breakfast, I'm just going to drop the mooring line off, and we're just going to go over to the pontoon here and tie up. Wombi's on the way back today, so I'll get over to the pontoon and just make it easier for her to get her gear on board, and yeah, we might stay there a night or so. Anyway, let's get organised to head over to the pontoon. Be nice to be able to step on and off the boat without using the dinghy, but I'm not sure what the pontoon's going to be like with the swells getting in here, and I'm not sure what it's going to be like at night. Sometimes get a lot of fishermen down fishing and it can be pretty noisy trying to get to sleep, but we'll give it a shot anyway and see what it's like. Just left the pontoon down in Batemans. I'm coming up to the marina. I've been there for a day, but Maritime came up this afternoon and said I couldn't be there for that long, so it's going to be a little bit more comfortable in the marina for the girls on board tonight. There's a bit of swell gets onto that pontoon, so you're up and down a bit. Better off being out in the mooring, but just going to be more comfortable all around to be in the marina. And I rang Mitch, who's the marina manager. He's left a key for me so that we can get in and out of the gate, and yeah, it'll just be more comfortable around. The other thing I can do is put water on so that I'll be full of water when me and Wombi head off to Jervis Bay. So we'll just head up the marina and get in there, I think. It's a small opening here, so you want to allow for the tide. It is running out, so a little bit of power on and just keep over. Okay, the end of sea arm apparently. It's an easy one to get into anyway. The visitor's berth is really easy to get into here at the Batemans Bay Marina. The marina at Batemans is fantastic. Mitch, the manager, did everything to get us in, or help us get in here. He organised for us to get a key, and was really helpful, so it was great. And it's a lot better in the marina than being on the pontoon out in the river, because well, on the pontoon in the river, you're not allowed to stay there for more than 2 hours apparently, even though it's empty all the time. But there is quite a bit of swell gets up the river and makes it pretty uncomfortable. And then you've got the problem with fishermen and things like that. In the marina, it's all security gated, and yeah, you've got it on your own. It's very quiet. So we had a good stay in the marina here at Batemans, worth having a look. And the fuel dock is excellent, easy to get into, self-serve, so you can use the card machine, and it's great. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video, dudes. If you have, please give us a thumbs up. Make a comment, ask any questions, I answer all of them. And yeah, subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and it really helps us get our channel out there, so please do that. Anyway, we'll see you next week, and Wombi will be back. Fantastic.